Welcome back, families, to the American Family Survival Network. I'm your host, Jeffrey Snipes. This article is brought to us by My Family Survival Plan, the amazing truth about medicinal trees. Look how beautiful that is. Although the bark and the wood of trees are rarely edible, their extracts have been the most important cures in the world. It is said about malaria that it has killed more people than all the wars and plagues in our history combined. Oliver Cromwell and Alexander the Great are two of the most widely known people who died from this cause. But there have been millions of others. For centuries, the single treatment known for malaria was quinine, an alkaloid found in the bark of the Cinchona tree, growing in the tropical forest of Bolivia and Peru. This is a Cinchona tree. That's what a Cinchona tree looks like. Quinine was first used to treat malaria by the Quechua Indians, and when finally arrived in Europe with the name of Wonder Cure. It was used to treat King Carol II and the Queen of Spain, among others. Quinine was chemically reproduced starting in the 1940s, but in recent years, the last forms of malaria developed resistance to synthetic quinine, so the Cinchona tree came back in the spotlight. The next tree is the white willow. That's what a white willow looks like. If you've ever had a headache, chances are that you run for the medicine box to grab an aspirin, the most used drug in the world. Before the aspirin came in a box, the pains could be treated if the person was near water, where he would try to find a white willow and chew its bark. Aspirin is a derivative from salicylic acid that comes from the white willow bark. Nowadays, the aspirin is synthetically made. Another amazing tree used in medicine since forever is ginkgo biloba. Its leaves were the essence of the Chinese medical cures, used to treat all kinds of affections and afflictions, from asthma to hemorrhoids. This is what a ginkgo tree looks like. Now, the leaves of ginkgo have made their appearance in Western medicine, being used to treat memory loss and coronary affections. The extracted fluid from these leaves helps the blood circulate. It relaxes the blood vessels, increases the flow of blood in the body, especially the blood vessels that go to the brain. So, Moreton Bay chestnut contains an unusual alkaloid capable to neutralize AIDS. The Tasmanian blue gum, southern blue gum, or blue gum, otherwise known as Eucalyptus globulus, leaves contain eucalyptus oil. It's extremely efficient in treating cough, sore throat, bronchitis, and asthma. Next thing we move on to is the Hamamelis virginiana. Hamamelis virginiana, known as American witch hazel. And there's a picture there of American witch hazel. Is a tree with powerful antiseptic properties. The Amerindians, like Cherokee, made infusions from its leaves with whom they washed the sore spots or wounds. The Taxus brevifolia, or the Pacific yew or Western yew, is a conifer native to the Pacific Northwest of North America. The chemotherapy drug paclitaxel, or Taxol for short, used in breast, ovarian, and lung cancer treatment, is derived from Taxus brevifolia, as it was already becoming scarce when its chemotherapeutic potential was realized. The Pacific yew was never commercially harvested from its habitat at a large scale. The widespread use of the paclitaxel or Taxol was enabled when a semi-synthetic pathway was developed from extracts of cultivated yews of other spices. Unlicensed pharmaceutical production use of closely related wild yew species in India and China may be threatening some of those species. Let's say that again. Unlicensed pharmaceutical production of closely related wild yew species in India and China may be threatening some of those species. The boiled beech tree, its leaves and bark were used as a wash or made into a poultice to treat different problems such as frostbite, all kinds of minor burns, and in treating poison ivy rash. This is what the beech tree looks like down here. Beech nuts were eaten to rid a person of intestinal parasites. Beech bark was also made into an herbal tea, and this was used in the treatment of disorders that affected the lungs. The herbal beech bark tea was also used to induce an abortion in pregnant women suffering from problems in the early stages of pregnancy. Apple-based juices and herbal fruit infusions were often prescribed for the treatment of persistent fevers and all kinds of eye infections in the ancient world. And this is your common apple tree, and most of us have seen that. Remedies prepared from the apples were also used many years ago to gain relief from metabolic disorders like gout, or for the treatment of bilious constitutions, to heal skin eruptions, and to aid nerve impairment. Apples mixed with saffron were often used by peasants of Westphalia to cure cases of jaundice decades ago. Apple therapy is still in use to this day. Many doctors prescribe apple-based remedies to treat sunburn, cases of diarrhea in patients of all groups, including babies and young infants. The apple is an ideal fruit for many infants and invalids, as it is rich in so many of the essential vitamins and minerals. The apple is also a good food, as the fruit sugar found in the fruit The apple is also a good food, as the fruit sugar found in the fruit is in a pre-digested form. Drinking a tea prepared with the husk of the seed pods of the Brazil nut will alleviate stomach aches. In addition, as the Brazil nuts have a rich content of protein, vitamin E, a vital antioxidant, and monosaturated fats. This is a Brazil nut tree. They are effective in combating a number of heart ailments. These nuts also contain an exceptional source of another antioxidant, selenium. It has been found that the amount of selenium contained in one Brazil nut is equivalent to more than 2,500 times of the mineral present in any other type of nut. Selenium is a non-metallic ingredient that has proved to enhance mood and also the functioning of the brain. In addition, selenium also augments the blood circulation to the brain. So some awesome information here, folks. Just a mandatory disclaimer, I am not a licensed healthcare practitioner, so please always seek the advice of your doctor before choosing any sort of medication, or before choosing to medicate others. Okay, this is just simply for informational purposes, so please don't take any information in this video for anything more than that. And please, folks, remember to go to the AmericanFamilySurvivalStore.com for all your family's emergency and survival needs. And remember, protect and safeguard your family. Fear not, and God bless. Thank you so much.